It is so much stuff. Yeah, so much stuff to talk about this week. So much stuff. So much stuff. So we got a lot of shit to get into this week. You heard? First off, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Kickin' It with Saint podcast. I'm enjoying myself today. I'm enjoying myself tonight, actually. I told y'all you gotta listen to them words to see what time of day I'm recording. But I mean, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I appreciate y'all for joining me. If at any point in time while you listening to me and you riding my vibe, and you say to yourself, man, I really fuck with this dude. Like, I really fuck with his vibe. Like, I rock with it. Might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And then you can ride my vibe on a weekly basis, you dig? But listen, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they was talking to me because they do, well, I don't know if they do YouTube or if they just, I'm not, that's, now that I'm thinking about it, I should have asked them that. Either way, we was talking about something because my little brother was talking about how he wanted to be a streamer when he grew up and shit like that. And he was telling me like his laid out plan on how he wanted to get to being a streamer. And it's just more evidence that the new generation of kids and whatnot, they just already think to themselves like, I'm not finna slave for somebody my entire life. I'm chasing my dream. And I respect it, I really do. But the person who I was talking to, who was talking to me and my brother, basically, and my brother is in 8th grade, but when we was talking to him, he was basically like, people who do YouTube, you gonna get more viewers if you got your face on camera. And listen, I'm gonna get a camera for my face eventually. I gotta just get my living situation completely fixed out as far as my new place and whatnot, but that's neither here nor there. And he was like, people who don't got cameras will never make it big on YouTube. Well, we're going to figure that out. We're going to find out, aren't we? So, welcome back to another episode of Kickin' It with Saint podcast. I truly appreciate you guys for joining. You might be like, that was the story. Listen, all stories not great stories, bro. You dig? You got to listen to the shits to figure it out, or read them to figure it out. That's all I'm saying. I was wondering how I was going to start this podcast. Because, I've been telling y'all what Baker midfield was all year. And excuse me, because I was combining Mayfield with midfield. I've been telling y'all what Baker midfield was all year. All year. And obviously on Twitter, when I talk trash about Baker, well, that's what they call him when I talk trash about Baker. When I speak the truth on what I'm seeing from Baker, of course you got the Cleveland Brown fans who, talk stupid, go back and forth with you saying outlandish shit. The fact that and the worst thing that could have happened to Cleveland fans was them getting that one playoff win last year, because now they want to say like, oh, Lamar got one playoff win. You know what I'm saying? They try to dumb down all of Lamar accomplishments to just one win in the playoffs, when in actuality he done got there every year of his career. This will be the first year he don't get there, and that's because of a multitude of reasons. But this motherfucker, that might have been the worst thing that happened to Cleveland, because, bro, the fact that that's y'all go-to joke is, well, no, the go-to joke is the running back, which is still to this point crazy when you realize that Cleveland has only beaten this man one time with Baker Mayfield starting against Lamar Jackson starting. It's absolutely crazy. But, I done spoke on Baker all year. I told y'all what he was. He was an average to below average quarterback when I was being nice. Then I tried to really be nice, because you want people to watch the podcast, listen to the podcast. You want to get your views up and things like that, so you don't really want to shit on players. But the more and more I watched Baker, I was like, this dude is not an average quarterback. This dude is trash. I told y'all, it was in that game where Lamar had got hurt against Cleveland, and Cleveland was up. I was finna call this man Tyrone Huntley. But Tyler Huntley came into the game. And at some point in time in that third quarter, I said to myself, bro, we can still win this game because Baker is trash, bro. Like, we can still win this game because Baker is trash. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I legitimately had that moment in that game where I'm just chilling, like I'm soaking basically, like not happy. I'm looking at the game thinking to myself, man, we about to lose, blah, blah, blah. And then just randomly in the third quarter, I can't even remember what happened. It was just at some point in the third quarter, after watching Baker for a couple drives. Because I had said in the beginning of the game anyways, like, Baker gonna cool off. Like, Baker, they got these set plays for him, but the motherfucker always cools off and get back to being trash. And at some point in time in the third quarter, bruh, I just had leaned up out of my seat, bruh, and I was like, yo, man, we can win this fucking game, bro, because Baker is trash. And that's legit. We almost still won the fucking game because Baker's trash. Like, and it's so funny because I came on here and talked about it on the podcast the next a couple days later, I believe, when I was like, Rex Ryan had basically said he had that same thought when he was watching that game. And then some dude on Twitter had talked to me. He was telling me that he had that exact same thought too. Like, during the game, he just randomly thought to himself, like, bro, we can still win this game because Baker's trash. And it's just crazy to me that Cleveland fans capped so hard for him. Man, really, Emmanuel Acho is the biggest culprit. But even he can't ride for Baker. Even though when he try to critique Baker, he really be blame gaming a lot of different things. But that's neither here nor there. This is what I'm gonna say. Yes, sir. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say. Cleveland is losing games that absolutely make no sense if they keep losing. That's all I'm saying. You dominate the Chiefs, still found a way to lose it. You dominate the Packers. You were the better team against the Packers, still lose. Ben Roethlisberger almost threw 50 passes in less than 100 yards in those passes. Still lost. Lamar Jackson throws 4 interceptions. Still lost. Like, motherfucker is losing games that you should not be losing. Like, you can't even justifiably say to yourself, like, how in the hell, yeah, we should have lost. Like, no. Baker Mayfield cannot pick you up in games like that. Like, it's been multiple games on. Like, just go back and watch all the games this season. It's hella games on the schedule that this year that y'all done played that the Cleveland Browns would have won with a different quarterback. And I'm not saying Case Keenum, because Case Keenum's trash also. The fact that Baker Mayfield has played as bad as he is and is banged up, and they still don't want to put Case Keenum in, should tell you all you need to know about Case Keenum, bro. So I'm tired of hearing the people who keep trying to yell for Case Keenum, Case Keenum. Listen, bro. If Case Keenum ain't been able to be inserted at, the third week in the Baker stinking it up when he was first hurt, then, bro, he was never getting into the game, bro. It was just no shot. So, I'm tired of that crowd, bro. Case Keenum, we know what he is, bro. Like, Baker and then they already done picked up his 5th-year option, so he's going to be back next year. Listen, and I done said multiple times, I don't know who Cleveland can go get in the offseason. Like, who you going to go get? Aaron Rodgers coming to Cleveland? Russell Wilson is leaving Seattle to go to Cleveland? Like, it's not happening. Deshaun Watson going to accept a trade to Cleveland? It's not happening, buddy. And I also want to say something else, because, I was watching Undisputed in my free time today. In my free time like an hour ago. And I saw Skip Bayless say basically, and I don't know how Shannon do this shit with Skip, because when Skip talk about certain things, it's just no logic. The logic leave, like common sense leave. The argument just become repetitive and stupid. And I can't for the life of me understand it. And so my thing with I saw Skip talking and my speaker had just randomly came on. That shit just surprised me. But my thing with Skip is this dude said that Cleveland has no receivers now, right? And I just think that's funny, because in the beginning of the season and last year, everybody thought that was a strong receiving core. You want to know why people thought that was a good receiving core? Because Odell Beckham Jr. Now Skip I don't know why Skip don't like Odell so much. Like, it's clearly a hate there he got for Odell for some reason. Like, I don't know why he blamed Odell so much for Baker's struggles. I done said this multiple times on the podcast. I never seen a quarterback I never seen a star receiver take so much blame for a quarterback struggling. I just cannot remember the last time I seen a quarterback, like, every time, like, your quarterback is struggling and they look at the receiver and blame him. Like, that's just wild to me. Like, they never blamed D-Hop for them trash-ass quarterbacks over there in when he was with Houston. They never blamed Steve Smith when he had those multitude of quarterbacks before he had got Cam Newton. They never blamed maybe they blamed T.O. for Donovan McNabb, but that was clearly crazy. Like, I can't remember the last time I seen a quarterback struggles and shit all get put on a receiver. That's insane to me that Skip really blamed Odell. Like, and the fact that he still find ways to blame Odell is nuts. And what's so wild to me is that he keeps saying that Odell forced it to him. I mean, Baker keep forcing it to Odell. Bro, Odell did not get the ball forced to him last year or this year when he was there. Maybe his first year when he was there, yeah. But the last 2 years, nah, that's cap. The motherfucker don't throw it to Odell. That was the problem. He was a decoy. And clearly, not even knowing the whole system, coming in halfway through the season and whatnot, already is doing way better with the Rams. He got 6 touchdowns with Matthew Stafford. That's how many touchdowns he done had his whole time with Baker. Come on now. But he keep blaming Odell for that, and that's crazy to me. Like, I never seen this before. Like, this shit really is mind-boggling to me. And just to talk about something that I kept hearing Orlovsky say the last couple of years, like Baker's talent is his accuracy. And to his credit, I did see a clip where Dan Orlovsky was like, I don't understand how his accuracy done got this bad, but I don't understand how you could say his accuracy that was that great. I really think that sometimes, like, it's like they say with quarterbacks, we give them too much credit and we don't give them enough credit. In this situation, y'all was giving Baker way too much credit. Because for one, when his accuracy was so great under Stefanski, if you go back and look at those plays and where his accuracy was so great, dudes is wide open. Wide open. It's not like Baker is making contested throws and, having to throw into double coverage and shit like that. No. He was throwing it to dudes off of play action. Dudes was wide open. Short passes going for a whole bunch of yards, short little screens, and he was carried by that run game. Like, I don't understand what, like, when you that's why I say these stats are so deceiving, bro, because people was telling you that Mac Jones was so accurate, and the dude was averaging like 3 to 5 yards a throw. So it was real wild to me. And then when you look at Baker Mayfield, they talk about accuracy, bro. 10 plus yards down the field, he done thrown 12 interceptions, bro. Like, I done said multiple times, the dude is the best thing that Baker Mayfield does. Like, his best asset is that he can hand the ball off great. Like, I swear to you, bro, like, Baker Mayfield is one of the best handoff quarterbacks in football. When you say hike and you turn around and put that thing in your running back's chest, Baker one of the best in the league at that. And I'm tired of people trying to blame Kevin Stefanski, because I already done came to the defense of Stefanski. The man won Coach of the Year last year. My problem that people keep trying to blame him, saying, why don't you keep running it? Why don't you keep running it? Like, bro, I see one of the worst things to happen this year was the Bills losing that game to the Patriots, with the Patriots throwing the ball 3 times and running the ball like 50-something fucking times. Bro, every game was not going to be played like that, bro. Baker Mayfield is going to have to make throws. And one of my biggest problems when people say, like, oh, why he keep throwing the ball, why he don't just hand it to the dudes be wide fucking open. Wide open. Like, I don't understand these people who want Kevin Stefanski to call 100 run plays the entire game to protect Baker, but then you'll still give Baker Mayfield the credit at the end of the game. Like, I'm so baffled and confused by this type of logic, because the motherfucker got to throw the ball eventually, right? And every time he throw it, if he throwing pick, like, bro, y'all really confusing me. Y'all ability to reach to blame somebody that's not named Baker Mayfield for Baker Mayfield struggles, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, because Kevin Stefanski is not the problem. Now, what I want to also say something else, because I heard I see people talking about Austin Hooper and Njoku. Bro, Austin Hooper and Njoku are great tight ends, bro. Both of them can catch. Njoku, I don't know if Njoku's a blocker. I know Austin Hooper's a great blocker. Both of which are great tight ends. Bro, Baker Mayfield not using them and throwing it to him on a consistent basis is not on them, bro. And like I keep telling you, if you go back and watch the fucking tape, just go, if you don't have nothing to do, just go sit and watch Cleveland Browns highlights from this year and go watch the offensive play callings. Not like the highlights where they showing you the best plays and worst plays. No. Go find a Cleveland game. Any way you got to do it to find it. Watch just the offensive plays from this thing, and you will see dudes are wide open. Baker Mayfield, for some reason, don't pull the trigger on some of the throws because I guess he don't think he can make the throw. He under or overthrow or throw it behind people. I don't understand why everybody's blaming everybody, because dudes are running their routes right. Dudes is getting open. Baker is missing them. It's multiple plays. Like I said, if you got the time, just go and watch it. And you will see that it's not on Stefanski. It's not on these receivers. Do receivers drop passes? Yeah. Receivers drop passes for every fucking team in the league. Baker Mayfield is no different. The thing is, y'all accentuate and overanalyze everybody else's problems because y'all want to defend Baker for some unfucking godly reason that I don't know. This man was the first pick in the draft. I keep saying that, but it's as if nobody give a fuck. And I don't really see people bring that up on TV a lot. He was the first pick in the draft. When you draft a quarterback first in the draft, bro, you're drafting him because you believe that that's going to be a franchise changer. You believe that quarterback about to be there for the next decade plus and carrying this franchise to the playoffs for multiple years, putting asses in seats and whatnot. That's not Baker. You believe that not even that, fuck all that off the field shit. When you draft a quarterback number one, you believe that he can carry this franchise. That when everything else fails, when you don't have the running game, when everything else, he will find a way to win you games. That's not Baker. For one, if everything go right, Baker can still lose you a fucking game. Everybody else can be doing their jobs, and you can need Baker to just make 3 plays, and he cannot make those 3 fucking plays. I've seen it. So Baker Mayfield, to me, is the thing that's holding this team back. I done said it all year. I said it so much to the point where I had legitimately got tired of talking about Baker because I could see nobody gave a fuck. And it wasn't ringing through. And I had just mentally, I had got drained of it. Kind of like Colin, where it was just like, bro, this is beating a dead horse. Like, we know what Baker is, me and Colin. And I know Colin don't know me. But me and Colin are very, if me and Colin could sit down one day and talk about everything, what we think was wrong with Baker and shit, like Colin might say some shit off the field that I probably could give 2 fucks about. I could care less about that shit. But when me and him start hitting these on the field things, we gonna be seeing right eye to eye. We gonna be like, yes, motherfucker. I don't know if Colin cursed, but I'm gonna be looking at him saying, yes, motherfucker. Because I've been seeing what Baker was. And I told you, I had to watch Baker very closely after he made that comment about Lamar Jackson. If we knew we needed to make him throw and we would win the game. As soon as I saw him make that Bozo comment, I said, facts. Let me watch you for the rest of your career now to see how great you really are, you bum. And it is what it is. I'm not hating on Baker or nothing like that. I understand that people who really love Baker for some unknown reason, every time somebody speak the truth on him, they think it's hating. And I know the type, because I see people on Twitter all the time who will instantly blame somebody else for Baker Mayfield's problems and struggles and shit. Instantly. It's nothing that you can say that can convince them that Baker Mayfield was the problem. And that's alright. That's alright. We all need some fans like that who gonna ride for us no matter what. It's still motherfuckers who support R. Kelly. It's still motherfuckers who supported all the serial killers, Ted Bundy, all them motherfuckers. So it is what it is. But Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski and the owner Haslam, they have to know that Baker Mayfield is not the answer. Got to. No 2 ways around it. Not this. It's not one of them things where you're on the fence about it. And for people who say we've never been this good since Baker, I done addressed this multiple times. But to continue to compare Baker to all the trash that's been in Cleveland is outrageous. It's comparing which shit stunk the less. or the least. So, hey, listen, I get it. You love your quarterback, but this team is built to win right now. The only thing that's not that they don't have is a quarterback, and the quarterback is clearly holding them back. And what I don't understand is this. See, I already know what Baker is. But now you plan to do, and I don't understand him bitching about this arm thing, because if you were so hurt, you could have been got surgery. You played this out because you didn't want your starting job taken because you knew it was a contract year. However, like I said before, he was hurting his team with his own ego, and nobody wanted to call him out on it because I knew what Baker was doing. But Baker Mayfield, and if you was already legit, you wouldn't have needed to rush back. Lamar Jackson, no, the Ravens ain't replacing him. We don't give a fuck how great Tyler Huntley play. He knows. Even before Tyler Huntley had that subpar game Sunday, Lamar Jackson knows, listen, I'm going to get paid. I'm the quarterback of this franchise. Everything revolves around me. I am the heartbeat, the battery pack of this franchise. I'm going to get paid. I can sit out, rest my ankle, heal up, and come back strong next year. I have no concerns. Baker Mayfield has concerns because he don't know if because he know he not good enough. He know he not in a Lamar Jackson type of situation where he can sit out and rest the injury and know for a fact his starting job is not on the line, or he will have it when he come back. He don't have that type of luxury. Joe Burrow can get hurt right now. He know for a fact he come. Shit, Joe Burrow got hurt last year and knew he was still the starter this year. There ain't no quarterback competition. They ain't trying to replace them boys. They think they job's not on the line, or they ain't on the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield, it was a completely different situation. People was begging to have Case Keenum, which I still don't understand why people was begging. It's like motherfuckers just quarterbacks put shit on tape, right? And I understand, talking about the best parts of somebody's career when we talking in retrospect. When we're comparing them to what they do like now, Case Keenum is still playing. To only be caring about his one good year with Stefanski, his one decent year with Stefanski, and then ignoring all his other bad years. That's wild to me that people continue to do that. It's basically the Ryan Fitzpatrick syndrome, where everybody know good and damn well Ryan Fitzpatrick is not a good quarterback. But we only think of, like, people only care about and think about the good shit he do in the moments because it be so crazy. And then when he go back down to earth, they be like, oh, well, yeah, Ryan. Like, no, motherfucker. We all knew what Ryan Fitzpatrick was, bro. Like, we all knew what Ryan Fitzpatrick was. So, I guess that's what the syndrome people suffering from. But I don't know. Either way, I done said it multiple times. If Cleveland had a Lamar Jackson, a Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, any other quarterback, basically any of these top young quarterbacks, they would be a Super Bowl contending team, possibly a Super Bowl team. Like Lamar Jackson with Odell in there. And like I said, you trade away Odell, which I still think was fucking stupid, because you trade away Odell as if he the problem. You looking at him producing this quick and with the Rams, and you imagine what he would be doing with the Rams if he was there for 2+ years, and Cleveland couldn't get this out of him because Baker's trash. So listen, I don't want to be that harsh. I really don't. But I'm just calling it how I see it. I tried to be nice about it all year. Baker Mayfield is what he is. It's just so crazy. And shout out to Najee Harris, who dominated in the game. Went over 100+ yards carrying. Went stupid. But Baker Mayfield, bro, it's a great thing that Ben's last game in Heinz was against Baker. What's funny is I thought that before the game even started. The entire day when I was looking at people talk about Baker and the Browns playing Cleveland, and the Browns playing Cleveland and the Browns playing Pittsburgh, and they was talking about this Ben's last game in Heinz. I kept thinking to myself all day, literally, like, man, it's a good thing that Ben's last fucking game was against Baker. Because I knew Ben was going to play bad. Like I said, the motherfucker threw almost 50 passes and almost threw less than 100 fucking yards. Like, it was crazy. Well, it wasn't even crazy based on what I done seen from Big Ben the last, 2.5 years, basically. That man can't even really push the ball down the field 10 yards, bro. Like, it is crazy to see. I'm not finna eulogize that motherfucker Big Ben. I'm also not finna give him like his little tribute till next week when he lose to the Ravens. But Big Ben's last game at Heinz Field, last game at home. It's been sweet to him. It's been good to him. And he been beating Cleveland's ass his entire career. He can retire knowing that, he basically Cleveland's dad, And I think they say he from Cleveland. So, hey, it's a good thing. When legit, the Browns and Baltimore and Pittsburgh is both Cleveland's dads, really. Because, like I said, I can count on my hand how many times we done lost to them in my existence. So, salute to Big Ben, his last game at Heinz Field. I mean, it was an ugly one. But, the fans could care less. Najee Harris did all the work, as did TJ Watt. Big Ben got all the credit. Story of his career. Love to see it. But TJ Watt a monster. TJ Watt gonna break Michael Strahan's record, bro. Nobody even been talking about TJ Watt this season, I feel like. I damn sure haven't been talking about him, and that is on me. TJ Watt about to break the fucking record, man. That is crazy. I feel like that record been around for a while, and I thought Aaron Donald played DT for so long. So I always thought he could get close. No, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna break that bit by now. But TJ Watt, what a fucking monster, bro. He came in the league as a defensive lineman. Then he moved off the line and done been better. Like, that motherfucker TJ Watt, bro. He like prime Von Miller right now. I would take this TJ Watt over prime JJ Watt. Yep. Because it's something about a motherfucker who can come off the line, drop back into coverage if you need him to, and get to the quarterback. Now, obviously, he don't drop back in coverage as great as he get to the quarterback, but he do it sufficiently enough to where they let him do it all the time, and they feel comfortable in letting him do it. And he only gonna get better. That motherfucker one of the best pass rushers in the game. So, TJ Watt, man, what a fucking stud. He and Najee Harris, roll tide, Pride of Alabama. But sheesh. And I remember when Pittsburgh fans was talking about signing TJ Watt over the summer and was like bitching about him wanting a lot of money and shit like that. I really wish fans would stop doing that shit. So stay out of these dudes' wallets, bro. If they feel like they deserve more money, bro, then fuck them. Let them get their money, bro. Just because you don't see their value and think they worth something don't mean they don't think they worth it, bro. Like, I can't stand that shit. Like, Pittsburgh fans good at that too. Hated on Le'Veon, but now you clearly had a reason for this other dude, and we'll get to him when we get to him. But yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about the sorry ass Baker. But listen, Cleveland is missing the playoffs. Listen, I called that at the beginning of the season. I said they were gonna miss the playoffs. I'm laughing at motherfuckers who thought they was really gonna win the Super Bowl. It was really motherfuckers picking them to win this division and get to the Super Bowl, bro. What? And I'm gonna tell you, my conviction is strong, because even after they had that game against the Chiefs to start the season, I was still not moved. I said, because some people was like, oh, they played that good against the Chiefs. Imagine what they're gonna do this year. I said, nope, aberration. They will still miss the playoffs, and they did just that because of one man, Baker Mayfield. But the Pittsburgh Steelers still have a chance, an outside chance to make the playoffs like the Ravens do. I'm not really banking on it, because I'm pretty sure Lamar Jackson not playing, which is very smart. That man know his value. Dude, I'm glad he chose not to play no more after that ankle injury. See, I thought he might have rushed back. Nope, he's smarter than motherfuckers give him credit for. It's not even about me. It's not that I didn't think he was smarter than him. Lamar seems so fucking nice that he could have been convinced to come back, but I'm glad he didn't fold. I'm glad I hope his mom was like, nah, you ain't getting back on that field. Not without a contract, my boy. I'm so in Lamar corner, bro, it don't make no sense. But they basically the Baltimore Lamar Jacksons, bro, featuring some Ravens. But moving on. Congratulations to Big Ben on winning his last game in Heinz Field. Philadelphia, Washington, it was a comeback. Bro, Jalen Hurts was walking out of the stadium, and this is why Washington need to do something about their raggedy ass stadium. as he walking out, all these fans leaning on the thing, and it collapsed. And these motherfuckers all fall right in front of Jalen Hurts, bruh. Mind you, that motherfucker was real smooth about it. Like, just backed up a little bit. He ain't panicked like no little white woman in a movie or something on a TV show. Like, oh my God, these people. Like, motherfucker just backed up like, damn, that's tough. He helped some motherfuckers up. I think he even took some pictures with some motherfuckers afterwards. Jalen Hurts, cool dude, man of the people. Anyways, Philadelphia, 20-16 win. Listen, Washington. I told y'all at some point in time when Washington was on that little run that was going to fade, that Washington was not a good team, and that Washington was going to miss the playoffs. That's exactly what's going to happen. Philadelphia is going to make the playoffs. Nick Sirianni is coach of the year. Now listen, I heard Aaron Rodgers talk about how people don't give enough credit to Matt LaFleur. And Matt LaFleur is actually my second favorite coach in the NFL, behind John Harbaugh. I love Matt LaFleur. I see everything that Matt LaFleur done for the Packers since he done got there. For the defense, the offense, the culture, all that. None of that's done gone unnoticed by me. However, I expected the Packers to be exactly where they are right now, if not a little bit worse. The Packers, the only thing that could have shocked me about the Packers is if they were undefeated. And I'm not saying that this done been an average year. But what I'm saying is my expectations were high for the Packers, and they done lived up to those expectations. Now, just because they had high expectations and lived up to it, do that mean Matt LaFleur shouldn't be in consideration? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, compared to what I thought they would do and where they would be, compared to what I thought Nick Sirianni and the Eagles could do and where they would be right now, it's day and night. Nick Sirianni has overachieved by a landslide with this team. Mind you, if you've been listening to the podcast all year, I've been saying the Eagles can win and they can get into the playoffs if they do A, B, C, D. They started, I don't even know at what point it was when they started doing exactly the shit that I was saying, but they started leaning into the run game heavy. Like, listen, you don't have to prove to people that Jalen Hurts can work from under center and shit like that. Who gives a fuck? Like, outside noise in the media is what kills teams. These talk shows, when you listen to them and you care about their opinions, that's how you fuck your own team up, bro. Jalen Hurts, you can win with him. The reason I knew you could win with Jalen Hurts is because as much as I love Lamar Jackson was not a good passer of the football or a great quarterback his first year. So you know what they did his first year when he was thrown into the fire, and then some of his second year? They used his athleticism and his legs, and then they leaned heavily into the running game. And that's what the Eagles have done. Who gives a fuck that he throwing for 100 plus less than 200 yards a game? Lamar Jackson in his MVP season had some games where he threw for less than 100 yards. But he was running for a lot of yards, and he was throwing for them short touchdowns when they got the opportunities. And he was winning games. That's what matters. Winning games. If Jalen Hurts keeps winning, they can't take him out of the starting lineup. They have to eventually learn to grow and build around Jalen Hurts, which to me, he already done proven to you that he is a winner because he done found a way to get this team into the playoffs. Now, is the Eagles better than the Cowboys? No, but I done seen the Cowboys fold under pressure. Now, I don't think they'll fold to the Eagles for the simple reason that's not Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady standing across from there. It seems to be the quarterbacks with a little bit of hype on them is the ones that seem to make the Cowboys fold in big moments, and Kyler Murray. And it's crazy to me because I believe Dak Prescott is just a pure thrower of the football. It's just as good a thrower of the football as Kyler Murray. It's the decision-making in big games that I question for both of them, but particularly for Dak because he done been in more big games, in my opinion, so far in his career than or he done been in bigger. He done had higher expectations in bigger moments to me than Kyler. Now, if that even make fucking sense, but and it probably don't make no fucking sense, bro. People are like, what the fuck is he talking about? But either way, I thought you could win with Jalen Hurts, and they winning with him. Miles Sanders is a good running back. They got weapons all over that offense. They have a decent offensive line. I love their defense for some reason. Don't know why, but they defense seem to turn it on in games sometimes, and I can't really explain it, but I've been a fan of their defense for a little minute now. To me, the Eagles culture, like as much as people want to say, I understand. I think the Carson Wentz thing, to me, the biggest problem that happened in that entire situation was when you had Chris Long, a dude who hadn't been with the team for a long time, come in and make a statue for the backup, Foles. That's overdoing it by a landslide. Like, you can't do that when your starting quarterback was basically the MVP of the league until he got hurt. Like, you wasn't building shrines and shit for him. And I think they got a statue outside of Philly, right? With a Nick Foles statue. Like, come on, man. Like, it was like they could have done so much better to help Carson Wentz in that situation. And I always say, like, to me, it was kind of like the fucking situation that you got over there with the 76ers. Like, people want to be mad at Ben Simmons and whatnot and say he in his feelings and shit like that. To me, you never played a team sport then, because if you playing for it with a team and y'all supposed to be brothers and shit like that, and in my lowest fucking moment, you throw me under the bus publicly, then my nigga, I mean, apologies, then my guy, what the fuck am I supposed to think you saying about me in private? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand how people think Ben Simmons is, like, basically a bitch for not wanting to play for the Sixers no more. This motherfucker Joel Embiid was basically he basically shitted on me publicly, as did Doc Rivers, bro. It don't matter how you try to spin it. It is what it is. And so I'm not mad at Ben Simmons for not wanting to play for them motherfuckers no more. I wouldn't want to play for them motherfuckers no more either. It is what it is. And so I kind of think that's the situation. How did I forget this motherfucker we was talking about that quick? I kind of feel like that was the situation they put Carson Wentz in. Probably not to the same extent, but that was kind of, you know what I'm saying? But for a motherfucker like Nick Foles, that was weird, bro. That was weird. But I guess winning the Super Bowl to do that to you. Vegas Indy. Of course Vegas won this game and Indy blew it. Listen, I'm not even mad that Vegas won. Yeah, I know I love Derek Carr. Love Derek Carr. And listen, the Raiders have a chance to make the playoffs. They probably won't, but they have a chance to make the playoffs. And I just want to say something. For all the people who saying let Derek Carr go, trade Derek Carr, don't bring him back, blah, blah, blah. Y'all do know y'all would not even be in this situation right now if not for Derek Carr. He lost Henry Ruggs. He hasn't had Darren Waller for multiple games. His target that he have to rely on the most is Hunter Renfrow. And he truly got y'all fooled thinking that Hunter Renfrow is like some all-pro number one receiver. Hunter Renfrow is a 2 or a 3 at best. Like, it's Derek Carr. Without Derek Carr, the Raiders would not be in this situation right now. So y'all motherfuckers need to show that man a little bit more appreciation, because Derek Carr is that guy. And all I'm saying is, there's a lot of situations out there that if Derek Carr was in, he would be way better. Like, I know Derek Carr probably ain't going to the Browns, to Cleveland. If they had Odell still, and you threw him in there with Stefanski, Derek Carr would be an MVP again. There's no two ways around it. The only problem I have with Derek Carr sometimes is he do become too locked in on a target, like where he just force-feeding one dude the entire game unnecessarily, not seeing other dudes. He hold on to the ball too long sometimes. And I'm starting to see quarterbacks who hold on to the ball too long probably irritate me as much as anything else, bro. Because, like, let the shit go. Like, why are you holding on to this ball this long, bro? You done had ample opportunities to get rid of this shit, bro. Why do you not throw it away? Why do you want to take this hit right now? What are you doing? So yeah, that shit where these quarterbacks, like, I haven't watched the Falcons again. I haven't watched the Falcons since they got blitzed on that Thursday night game, I believe it was. The Falcons, but Matt Ryan is beautiful at it. Like, he a decade plus rookie vet taking them rookie sacks still, bro. So it's unbelievable when your 10 plus year vet become a 10 plus year rookie. Unbelievable. But Carson Wentz, bro, the Indy ran for, like, Jonathan Taylor went for over 100 yards in this game. And this is one of the first times where he go for over 100 and they lose the game. I think this is speaking to what I say a lot. Quarterbacks eventually have to make plays. Carson Wentz is scaring me, man. I actually think Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. Like, how do I say it? I think Carson Wentz is an average. Carson Wentz is what people think Baker is on Carson Wentz's good days. Carson Wentz showing me now that he might be not just as bad as Baker, but he might be bad too. But he confusing me, man. That touchdown he threw, that lucky ass touchdown in the double coverage that bounced off of the two defenders' hands, and once again they keep proving that they defenders for a reason and not receivers. But Carson Wentz's decision making is unbelievable to me. Like I said, early in the season he wasn't throwing picks, but if you looked at the pick worthy and turnover worthy plays that he had, it was still crazy. And now he is throwing the interceptions and turning the ball over and shit. Now, I just don't trust Carson Wentz. I guess that's what it all come down to. It's hard to trust Carson Wentz, bro. Like, I saw somebody say on I can't remember who it was, bro. But they was like, when I look at Carson Wentz, they was like, I look at a quarterback's throw, and when it's Tom Brady or somebody, I know when he throw the ball and the screen pan into who he threw it to is going to be a good play. But now I got to the point to where Carson Wentz throw the ball, and I cannot remember who said this, so I'm sorry for not being able to credit who said it. They was like, I didn't got to the point where when Carson Wentz throw it and they pan to the other side, I don't know what's happening. I don't know, like, what done happened, if it's a pick, like what. And that's me. Like, when Carson Wentz throw the ball and they pan in over to who he threw it to, I legit don't know what's done happened. I don't. Because it's some quarterbacks that's so bad that when they throw the ball and then they pan in to see where it went, you think to yourself, oh, man, please let this get to the receiver and not be a pick. And with Carson Wentz, it's just up in the air. You no longer know what's going to happen when this man throw the ball and it pan in to see where the ball went. It's a who's who type of thing now. Like, who got it? Who got it? And so that's the crazy thing about Carson Wentz. And it's crazy when Derek Carr didn't even have a good game, really. And you still lose a game in which Derek Carr turns the ball over that many times. Jonathan Taylor run for over 100 yards, and you still found a way to lose. At home. It's very crazy. Very weird. And with that, like I said, Titans locked up the NFC. They defended the NFC. Oh, bye. AFC, my bad. And I believe it's the AFC South. But, hey, unbelievable. I don't think the Colts going to win a playoff game unless they get the right matchup. But it's hard for me to see them beating any of these. It's not hard for me to see them beating the Titans. I can see them still losing to the Titans. Like, I believe I would take the Titans to win that game. Because I don't look at Carson Wentz. Even though Carson Wentz probably is better than Tannehill, I trust Tannehill more in big games. And it's not that Tannehill good in big games or nothing like that. He done played him more. And he know how not to lose his team big games. Because he done been in them and hasn't lost. He done been in games in which he's not lost his team big games. Man, y'all know what I'm saying, bro. Basically, I just trust Tannehill more in those moments than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a wild card at this moment, bro. It's crazy. But Atlanta, Buffalo. I did not watch this game. 15-29. I did see Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions in this game. I was going to say, like, I was told that I have to stop saying that I don't care about these turnovers that some of these quarterbacks throw, because then, and I saw somebody, and it's funny that I was told this because I also saw this on the TV, and I'm not bullshitting with you. I was actually told this week when I was being critiqued, and I saw it on the TV show this week also. It's kind of like when you get a car and then you start seeing that car every fucking where. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Now, it wasn't said to me the same way, but basically the way it said on the show was, if you don't care about turnovers or dudes throwing interceptions, then you don't care about turnovers and sloppy football. And I also can't remember who said it on TV. That's not how it was said to me, but it was basically the same thing. So I agree. But I don't think Josh Allen done regressed like some people will say. Like, he still got some pretty decent stats. He just threw a lot of picks this year. That happens sometimes when you get way more freedom to throw the ball around. You throw more picks. It happens. Plus, you got to keep remembering that the Bills just don't have a consistent running game. On a week-to-week basis, them motherfuckers can legitimately give you less than 50 yards combined total with everybody when you take out Josh Allen's running ability. But I trust Josh Allen in big moments. I trust Josh Allen to make plays. So I'm really not concerned about him throwing 3 interceptions, especially dudes who throw the ball a lot and have success at it when they throw it a lot. Sometimes you get those games where you throw. I mean, people love Brett Favre. That motherfucker threw interceptions all the fucking time. And so, listen, Josh Allen threw those 3 interceptions. He still haven't thrown as many interceptions as Baker Mayfield since he done been in the league, and they both been in the league at the same amount of time. Now, Josh Allen did start before Baker, but Baker still got more interceptions than the motherfucking. So what did that say? So I'm not concerned about Josh Allen. I know he gonna clean that shit up. Sometimes you just have these rough games, bro. You really can't explain it. Certain defenses play you better than other defenses as long as you find a way to get the win at the end of the day. Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions. Bad day. Still found a way to get the win at the end of the day. As did Josh Allen. So, as much as you don't like the turnovers, and like I done said before in the podcast, you don't want to accept in victory what you wouldn't accept in defeat. But, with that being said, I trust that Josh Allen going to be able to clean it up. Now, it's going to be some motherfucker out there be like, well, he been throwing more interceptions this shit and that. If you really look at it, Aaron Rodgers don't throw interceptions, right? Aaron Rodgers could have a game in the playoffs in which he somehow throw 2 interceptions, because he threw interceptions in the playoffs last year. He could have a game in which he throws 2 interceptions, and that could be the difference, because the Packers aren't even the most talented team in the NFC playoffs, and they haven't been the most talented team in some of these games they've been playing. Imagine if Aaron Rodgers threw 2 interceptions in that Browns game. Hell, if Aaron Rodgers had thrown 1 interception that gave the Browns field position, the Browns could have won that game. So I understand you don't want to these dudes turning the ball over and everything, but when your quarterback can throw 2+ interceptions and you can still find a way to win, that tells you how good of a team you are when you can pick your quarterback up, especially when you got a quarterback who's not used to throwing that many interceptions and playing bad on a regular basis. Plus, when your quarterback can bounce back, that's dope. You love that shit. So, listen, you're not going to catch me talking shit about Josh Allen, bro. It's just not going to happen. Another motherfucker I can't bring myself to talk trash about him, man. I know what I said last week. Fuck that. KC at the Bengals. Now, when I get big one day, somebody gonna go back to the tape and they gonna play, oh, KC gonna struggle. I mean, Bengals gonna struggle. I was saying that out of hate in my heart. That hate is gone. That motherfucker Joe Burrow was Joey motherfucking Burrow Sunday. And Jamar Chase put up Madden fucking numbers, bro. 266, 3 tubs, bro. Bro, the Chiefs you can't be this dickhead where you don't decide to just put 2 dudes on this man. You gonna let this man burn you for damn near 300 fucking yards, bro. That's insane. That's some type of ego on them motherfuckers over there. Like, jeez, bro. If a motherfucker got 100+ yards on me going into the third quarter, you seeing doubles and triples the rest of the game. My boy, you finna get your ass beat at the line for the majority of the rest of this game. Like, you're not about to have it easy the rest of the game. Hell, you creep up on 100 yards close to the early in the game, you're gonna have to start seeing me. Like, I don't understand how you let a man go for 266, 3 tubs, easy work. And I'm telling y'all, bro, y'all keep hitting this fucking gritty on these LSU boys. You keep doing that shit at your own risk, bro. Because these motherfuckers is not playing with y'all. It's like I say, for every time somebody play the Vikings, I see somebody mock Justin Jefferson for some reason. And they start hitting the gritty on him to mock him or something. Like, and I don't understand why people do that. And every time they do that, buddy go off. Now, what you lucky is that motherfucker is playing with Minnesota and with Kirk Cousins and a coach who is inconsistent at calling the game. Because if he wasn't, he'd be in a situation where if he had a Joe Burrow throwing him the fucking ball, then you would pay for it like the motherfucker Jamar Chase made these motherfuckers on KC pay for hitting the gritty. Like, why is that? I always wondered to myself, why when you score, the first shit you think to do is to disrespect me? Like, why is that your first thing, your first thought? Like, I understand if I disrespected you first, or if I did some shit to you to make you want to disrespect me or come at me. But I gritty all the time. Like, it ain't no personal thing between KC and me. Motherfucker, I've been grittying since I was in LSU. So, why, when you score or get a good play or something, the first thing you want to do is hit the gritty on me? Like, what? What? And now some people gonna be like, man, that's competitive competition and shit like that, man. Alright, cool. Well, 266 3-tubs. That's competitive competition right there for your bitch ass too. So you eat that, ho. That shit, I love that shit, bro. I'm telling you, as soon as I saw Buddy do it, I knew it was about to be a dub, bro. It's something about these dudes for some reason wanting to disrespect these LSU receivers hitting that gritty on them. I don't know what it is. Now, I do want to say this. Joe Burrow, as much as I like Joe Burrow, and he was Joey B in this game, I do got to say, Joe Burrow, and I guess you got other quarterbacks who had this year. I mean, who's had this in past years and shit. No quarterback this year done played against worse defenses, like defenses having a worse days than Joe Burrow. I swear to you, if you look at most of Joe Burrow's big games, or Jamar Chase's big games, the opposing defense is also having their absolute worst game. I don't know how that shit work out, because most of the time when they having their worst game, it's legit just blown coverages left and right. Like, go look at some. It's crazy. Like, he did make some throws in this game where it was one-on-one and the dude was with him. But a lot of some of these throws is wide open throws and shit. If you go look at some of these, most of these throws is wide open. The Ravens game is nothing but wide open throws and shit. And he do got these things where motherfuckers forget how to tackle and shit. This might be a year where the most missed tackles I've ever seen since I've been watching football, bro. It's absolutely insane how many missed tackles I've seen this year. Because Jamar Chase got loose, and he hit the fucking Jets. Like, that motherfucker hit the Jets, bro, on KC. That shit was crazy. He hit the Jets, bro. The Bengals are a great offense, and I said in the beginning of the season that the Bengals was going to make the playoffs. So, now, I did not think they was going to win the division, because I did not think Baltimore was going to have this many injuries. I did not think they was going to get even more banged up than they already came into the season. That was on me. I did think I did think Cincinnati was going to make the playoffs, however, and I said, watch out, because Cleveland could have a crazy offense, and them motherfuckers had an absolutely crazy offense. And what I like about the Bengals, no, I don't like this about the Bengals. I love this about the Bengals. What I love about the Bengals is when they drafted Jamar Chase, it was other needs that they, bigger needs that they had than the Jamar Chase. Already had two great receivers. They still took Jamar Chase when he was on the board because they knew he had played at LSU, and they thought that him and Joe Burrow's connection could like be big, and it's paid off. When you take those type of risk, because that's the type of risk you take, a calculated risk that you take, because this could all blow up. And people could be saying, why would you take a receiver this early? You see how I be talking about the Falcons taking that tight end that early. This could all blow, but this is different because they got a young quarterback. And it could all blow up. People are like, oh, why you take him? This has been that was a gamble that could change the fate of your franchise. Imagine Jamar Chase on a different team and not with Joe Burrow right now. So I think that's big. Now you do need to fix that fucking offensive line, because somebody was talking about Bart Scott talking about the Ravens injuring him. Don't worry about Baltimore injuring Joe Burrow. We have no malice. Motherfucker need to worry about his own fucking offensive line getting him injured. But that was a great game between KC and Cincinnati. Came down to the last second field goal. Big win by Cincinnati. I hope them motherfuckers play again in the playoffs. Tampa Bay Jets 28-24 victory by Tampa Bay. They won on a walk-off touchdown by Goat Brady on a dime. Absolute dime. And I don't know how the Jets lose this game, but the Jets is the Jets, and I guess they always going to be the Jets. But, hey, obviously what we got to talk about in this game is Bozo Brown. Boy, Bozo Brown. You know, I don't want to get on here and talk crazy about a black man, talk shit about a black man. But I do have to, because I'll never make it big if I can't get on here and critique motherfuckers when they need to be critiqued. And I'm not saying that I'm a judge or a jury or no shit like that, like I'm better than somebody. I got my mistakes too. But this motherfucker Tom Brady, this motherfucker AB is in the public eye. And he done had all his off the field issues and shit like that. And I'm not going to go down the list of all his issues like one dude did to start him. I think it was Steve Levy going down the man's fucking off the field issues like it was a fucking Hall of Fame accolades list or something. I'm not finna do that. What I will say is, when bro gonna grow up? I mean, when Buddy got a son and he acting like, he got children and he act like this on TV. So if you don't know, man, they say that AB was hurt or something, and Bruce Arians was asking him to go in the game. AB wouldn't, so he told AB, F it, don't go in the game, then leave. AB took his shoulder pads off, tossed them, took off his shirt, his gloves, tossed them in the crowd, ran in the end zone, peace sign, and then ran in the tunnel and dipped out. Just some absolute. It looked like a fan at first, but then when you looked at it for a couple seconds, you were like, oh shit, it's Bozo Brown at it again. Like, this dude, man, gotta grow up, bro. And people keep saying, oh, AB got he could be suffering from some type of mental illness or something like that. For one, I really hate how people love to hop to that real quick. Like, nowadays, everybody got some type of mental illness. Like, we can't hold nobody accountable for their actions. We just immediately say, oh, they got to be suffering some type of mental illness. What? We got to be able to hold motherfuckers accountable for actions. Because what AB is getting away with these last couple years is ridiculous. And his behavior continued to be rewarded because he continued to be signed. Then he won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, and then when you got Tom Brady, and that's what I think I don't understand the most about this. Because you got Tom Brady, bruh, Goat Brady, vouching for you. And you did this shit knowing that how this would make him look. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, it's a saying that if you'll steal from your mom, you'll steal from anybody. My boy, if AB will do Tom Brady like that, AB will do any fucking body like that. So, and what bothered me the most about it, because, and it's crazy, because I used to vouch for AB, especially when he was leaving the Steelers, because I knew what type of dickhead Big Ben was, and multiple players had talked about the type of dickhead that Big Ben was. But boy, oh boy, my eyes is really open to this jackass, man. The AB seemed to just be exactly that, a jackass, a self-centered jackass, bro, who don't care about nothing but himself. He'll care about you for a while, as long as your interest and you are invested in something that can help him or that he is invested into. But the moment he feel like you did him dirty, or he just lose interest and don't care no more, or find something bigger and better that he think is better for him, he gonna do some stupid goofy shit, bro, some childish shit. And he can't never just, mans can't never just handle his shit like an adult. He always got to take the childish route to things, bro. Like, every time, bro. And that's what I can't understand, because this motherfucker got kids. That motherfucker got kids. And he acting like this, like his kids ain't gonna see this one day. Like, I never understand that about people. Like, bro, you got kids and you acting like this on cameras, bro, on video. This shit gonna be on the internet forever. And your kids gonna see you acting like this one day. That's crazy to me, bro. Like, that's I don't know, man. I'm not finna just say, oh, man, he got some type of mental illness. No, bro. I think this motherfucker is a typical self-centered motherfucker, bro, who's selfish, bro. He act just like selfish motherfuckers who can't get their way, who used to get in their way, who used to get an excuse for their bad behavior. It was always somebody. And for a long time, his talent allowed him to be a dickhead and get away with it because he was one of the greatest receivers of all time. Probably still is as far as like on the field. But it's at a certain point, bruh. And the worst thing Tomlin ever did was do what what was it saying? Well, you can be who you can afford to be, or some shit like that. Hey, well, AB could afford to be a complete dickhead, and he was. So I don't understand why a grown man would continue to want to act like this, especially when you got children and you act like this on camera. Like I said, I'm not gonna go over all the off the field BS that he done. You can look that up and you know that shit probably yourself. I just think the man is a child. I think the man is a fucking child. And I think somebody need to really, and I don't want to say I think somebody need to whoop his ass and beat some sense into him. No. And maybe that would be the only thing that would help because it don't feel like he listened to nobody. And when you somebody who got that type of money, you don't have to listen to nobody. And that's the problem. And I hope one day he realized that, like, bro, I got to chill out because I got kids. If I continue to not listen to nobody, I'm going to do some dickhead shit that's going to put me behind bars for an extended period of time. And if I'm behind bars, that don't fuck up just my life. That fuck up other people's life. So I don't understand AB right now. I don't understand what he's going through right now. Everybody going through shit. I'm not finna just bail him out by saying, oh, man, he got some type of mental illness. Even if he got some type of mental illness, he could have had that shit checked out by now. He could have went and gotten help on that by now. For him to continue to do what he is doing, if he know he got some type of problem, it's on him now. You gotta want to go get help. You gotta want to be helped. AB is out of control. And shout out to Brady for continuing to take the high road and basically not taking the low road and saying, man, fuck AB and all this type of shit. But man, damn, I know Brady got to be thinking to himself like, damn, bruh. And maybe Brady is really a good guy, so he never even for a second thought to himself like, man, damn, AB. Maybe at every point he thought to himself, man, I gotta help AB. Maybe AB need help. That ain't me, Brady. Fuck AB, man. This dude got to figure it out, bro. Cause when you continue to make your mind up to do this childish shit in front of people on camera and shit. And what really bothered me the most, cause I don't even remember if I finished that thought. What bothered me the most when I saw that shit, because nothing even had bothered me about it at first until I saw Mike Evans trying to talk him out of it. And then I saw Mike Evans just lose all hope, basically. I saw his body language and shit just say basically, man, fuck it, man. Do what you want to do, bro. Leave. Like, that's basically what Mike Evans' body language said. It was like, man, fuck it, I'm done. Leave. I don't care. And when somebody get to that point with you, that's bad. Because that means they completely done with you. They see no faith, no hope, no potential in you anymore. They're done. They want you gone as much as you want to be gone now. And so, listen, when I saw that, it made me instantly say to myself, like, this motherfucker supposed to be the OG. This motherfucker supposed to be setting an example and shit like that. And he got one of the young bucks, one of the young studs looking at him basically walking away from him saying, man, fuck this dude, man. Get him out of here. I don't care, bruh. When that's how dudes start to look at you, bruh, that's big. At the end of the day, all you got is how people look at you, bruh. I understand people say you can't take the money and all this shit with you, and that's facts. But when you die, how people talk about you and look at you, bruh, it's going to be hard for motherfuckers to say something good about AB if he was to die right now. And I'm not wishing that on AB. I'm just saying, if that man was to die right now, this is what people will remember about AB. So I just think that's crazy. I think he need to get some help if he truly need help. Motherfucker need to just figure it out, man. Because he off the rails, bro. And listen, obviously this ain't like killing nobody or nothing like that. But the man he done fucking lost his mind. Miami, Tennessee. Miami got their asses spanked. 334. Sound like a time. 334. Miami got spanked. Now Miami still got a chance to make the playoffs. And it's a good possibility it's a good chance that they do make the playoffs. And, I am a bit shocked that Miami got beat like this. I'm not gonna lie. But the Titans a good team, man. And they done locked up the division. Them Titan slides is fire. The Titan card is fire. I like that. Like, I don't like the Titans, but I respect that the Titans didn't quit fighting when they lost Derrick Henry, bro. Because they could have. They would have had an excuse. But they didn't. And I fuck with that. Because you got teams who got way better players if they just fucking decided. Did y'all... Man. Do I really want to talk about that? I might as well. Bro, y'all hear about that Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr. shit? How they refuse to go in the game and shit like that. Coach said, man, can you give us a little bit more effort? They said, man, fuck you. Now, that ain't what happened, but that's basically the gist of it all. Players, bro. Now, see, that's that shit that made me start seeing what motherfuckers be like, man, these players is so lazy. They so selfish. They think they better than they is out there. That's the type of shit that made me believe that, because that's crazy, but shout out to Tennessee. Great franchise. Great ran franchise. Mike Vrabel, great coach. I ain't giving him coach of the year. He done had a coach of the year type of year. But I still get that shit to Nick Sirianni. Jacksonville, New England. New England won 50-10. I want to say something. Jacksonville is a fucking disgrace. Jacksonville is a fucking disgrace. Now listen. People gonna say, oh, they just as bad as they were. They worse without Urban Meyer. Hey, go preach that bullshit to somebody else. It's funny how you got people who will be quick to try to defend ignorant people. For some, I mean, it's unbelievable. As if this still ain't this motherfucker's coaching staff that he put in place still there. What the fuck are you talking about? Urban Meyer's influence is still all over this team right now. Next year is when that his influence will be gone, because they will have a new coaching staff, new everything basically. But I will say this. It's fucking embarrassing. And I said on the podcast some predictions that we knew what Bill was going to probably do to this team, because he one of them coaches that really do be beating the shit out of these rookies. Or the bad teams that he's supposed to beat. What I will say about this, bro, it's embarrassing when you got a team losing 50-10 in the NFL. One of the reasons I don't watch college football, have no interest in watching college football, is because of how lopsided some of the scores be. Some of these teams will play against dudes with full of dudes who would go into the league, playing against teams that's got dudes that's got probably like one dude that's going to the league who they can triple team all fucking day, because of their offensive line is filled with dudes who gonna be first rounders, second rounders. So the score end up being fucking 60-point wins and shit. Who sits through that like that, bro? I have no interest in that. That's one of my biggest complaints with college, bro. And then that poor fucking excuse of a college playoffs, bro. Like, listen, I don't know what you got to do to make teams more competitive. I could really give a fuck less about that. What I want is if the college playoffs had a big playoffs thing, like a legit like two-sided playoffs, like the East, West, or however the fuck they want to do it. If they just want to do it by numbers, put enough in where it's like 3 fucking rounds or 4 rounds that get all the way up to a couple rounds to where it's one big game. If Alabama end up losing in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth fucking round, oh fucking well. That's on them. I could give 2 fucks. If Georgia, one of these big time teams, lose to a fucking low for one, a team that's in the playoffs should not be a low ranked fucking team anyways. A team in the playoffs should not be some like, well, fuck, if a random team was that great. Now, I ain't talking about them teams that don't play against no D1s. They play against no power teams. They don't play against no top teams. I'm not talking about those type of teams. If a team like that go undefeated and they didn't play against a single good team, I don't care about that. If they combined record against every team they play is under 500, no, they should not make the playoffs. But teams that's legitimately going out there, having great seasons, beating good teams, they should get to the playoffs. And if the fucking last 4 teams standing is the 4 teams that would have been in there anyways, so fucking be it. But a lot of other people just made money. Networks just made money. Colleges just made money. Your greedy ass NCAA or whatever you want to call it just made money. I don't understand why you don't just make a bigger playoff. But like I said, I'm not a college football fan anyway, so you can do what the fuck you want. Don't matter. They probably could make that, and I still probably wouldn't watch. So I don't give a fuck. They don't play players for their likeness until recently. So I don't like college football anyways. I think it's a fucking the only thing it does is now I do know the athletes usually coming out of college. I don't this year, but like I said, not a fan of college football really, except for a couple teams and really a couple people. So yeah, fuck college football. But that's what Jacksonville got me feeling like they a fucking college team. Like I be seeing people say, "Oh, this college team, Alabama could beat such the worst team in the NFL." And usually I don't agree with that because I be like, man, Alabama still got a team full of kids, bro. Alabama would put that team on the field with their quarterback and get absolutely obliterated by a pro team. Not sure what to think right now with this sorry ass well, you know what? Even that would be true for Jacksonville because Jacksonville got Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence beating most of these fucking college teams right now. So, yeah, you're right. College, Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars would blitz the fuck out of a lot of these teams and all of these college teams right now. For the simple reason, it is Trevor Lawrence. You put Zach Wilson on the Jaguars and throw him over there against Alabama, I'm not sure who I would take. I'm not sure who I would take. That's how bad the fucking Jacksonville is with this coaching staff. We got the Giants. They got their asses whooped this week by Chicago, 29-3. I don't know why Mike Glennon is still in the league. Them stats look stupider and stupider each week. And you don't even have to look at stats. Just go watch Glennon play. Glennon's bad. But I don't know if y'all can remember it or not. I know I done said it. Anytime I can give credit or praise to my boy, the Red Rifle Andy Dalton, I will. Listen, I like Andy Dalton. I'm not saying Andy Dalton nice now, he good, none of that shit. I'm just telling you, that motherfucker combined with AJ Green terrorized the Ravens for a long time. I gotta give Andy Dalton credit whenever I can give Andy Dalton credit because a lot of people won't give Andy Dalton credit, and I like Andy Dalton. I think he a good dude. He did his job to the absolute best of his ability in Cincinnati for a long time, a place where most people would not have been able to succeed and do their jobs. Andy Dalton was. They never won a playoff game, and I don't think that a lot of that was not on Andy Dalton. Yes, he could have played better in a lot of those playoff games, but a lot of them L's wasn't like they literally lost a game because of Vontaze Burfict. A game in which he had played. I don't even think he played that full fucking game. I think they had A.J. McCarron playing that game. Either way, Andy Dalton, it's not all on him. I like Andy Dalton. Good for the Bears good for Andy Dalton for getting in yet another win under his belt, being able to go home after a win on a Sunday. I'm happy for Andy Dalton. I hope Andy Dalton get to feel that winning feeling again on Sundays. But the Bears fucking stink. And they stink because of that coach and that staff. They need to get rid of him. I still think they need to fire that fucking GM because that's still the same GM that passed up on Deshaun Watson, which was a very clear and obvious choice that they chose not to make. You should not still have a job when that was a decision that you made to skip him in order to pick up Mitchell Trubisky. That is a very fireable offense. Why the fuck you think the Texans wouldn't let the motherfucker go? It ain't because he was Mitchell Trubisky, because they let that motherfucker go real easy and clean. So, to me, Pace should be gone. Nagy should be gone. Sweep it all out and start it over. That's my opinion. But shout out to my boy Andy Dalton for, like I said, getting to experience another dub on Sundays. Denver Chargers. The Chargers handled business, man. They did what they were supposed to do. Drew Lock had a decent game. And it was like, Drew Lock had a decent game, but, Chargers knew they needed to win this, continue to help their playoff chances, man. Houston, San Fran, I'm so happy that San Fran got back on the winning horse. And listen, he had a rocky first half, but he dominated in the second half. Trey Lance is the starting quarterback for the fucking 49ers. And like I said, for one, he should have been probably starting all year. Because like I done said multiple times, I like my rookie quarterbacks to be thrown into the fire immediately and just learn on the job. I'm a big learn on the job type of motherfucker. Like, you give me a new game, I'm hopping online immediately and I'll just learn from there. Like, it ain't no, oh, let me hop in the training manual and training mode. Nah, B. We learn on the job. Point blank, period. So that's how I like my rookie quarterbacks and my players to be, who I predict to be great sent down the line. I want them to go ahead and get that experience early. Now, Trey Lance looked great in the second half. Had a phenomenal second half. I like some of the throws. I think Trey Lance is the future. And I don't think you should go back away from him now. I think you should just go ahead and let him. This is officially, boom, Trey Lance's team. Jimmy G. For one, I don't know if you can release him at the end of the season or if you got to trade him. Either way, you should have suitors for Jimmy G. Now, I know my boy got that injury where the shit came off the bone or something like that, I believe. So I hope my guy is all right, because I still like Jimmy G. But it's time to go to Trey Lance and stay with Trey Lance. The thing is, I think Shanahan is like a winner. Like a winner like me. And a winner like me don't give a fuck about no growth right now. A winner like me thinking to myself, if Jimmy G truly give me the best chance, like if I done seen Trey Lance at practice and I know for a fact Jimmy G legitimately give me the best chance of winning, when that motherfucker tell me he healthy enough to play, he going right back in the lineup. And that seemed to be the type of coach that Shanahan is. Like, everybody kept trying to tell y'all motherfuckers to trade him. And Shanahan like, nah, motherfucker, I know who give me the best chance of winning. Mind your fucking business. And so if he still believe Jimmy G give him the best chance of winning, if Jimmy G say he healthy, you best believe Trey Lance ass going right back to that bench. I'm just telling you what it is. Kyle Shanahan, clearly his thing was to have Trey Lance learn behind Jimmy G this year. And he will easily go back to that decision if he feel like Jimmy G give him the best chance to win still. And I respect that. I really do. Kyle Shanahan, the fucking man. No two ways around it. The fucking man. Arizona beat Dallas. And it just proved to me, yet again, Dallas might not be ready for the big time, bro. Like, this team just don't. Bro, I don't know what it is, but and I already done said it on this episode already. But Dallas, when you expect them to get it done against good teams, bro, in big moments, I just feel like they let me down a lot. And not me particularly, because I'm not a Dallas fan, but like, I just feel like they don't rise to the occasion when they should, bro. Like, you beat the Washington Redskins, you whoop their ass, and you come out this week flat against the Cardinals, bro. Like, I don't get it. And this is why I'm scared that Dallas gonna do the same shit when they get to the playoffs against a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and somebody like that. It's very troublesome. And this game didn't really change my opinion for the Cardinals or nothing like that. Like, the way I felt about the Cardinals, I still very much feel that way about the Cardinals. But this, to me, was more about Dallas. Like, damn, bro. If you can't beat this Cardinals team now and, like, prove that you can beat the good teams, because I already know you might blitz the Eagles next week, because they are a better team than the Eagles. You might beat the shit out of the Eagles next week, even though the Eagles can win that game. You might end up blitzing them, but I'm not going to give a fuck, because when you had an opportunity to beat one of the top teams, you blew it again. You couldn't beat the Chiefs when they were struggling. Like, I just don't understand. A lot of this is on the offense, on Dak, not on the defense. The defense might have had a bad game this game, and they might have had some bad games in some of their losses this year. But Dak Prescott and that offense ain't doing them no favors. And yeah, they finally got going at the end of that game, but it was too late. So I don't know how much I can trust Dallas going into the playoffs. I really don't, because from just based off of what I'm seeing, bro, like, these motherfuckers lay eggs too many times on offense in these big moments, bro, on these big stages where you expect them to show up and show out against the great teams, against the top teams. I'm not talking about when they playing against some sorry-ass teams in their own division. You can beat up on them sorry-ass teams any given week. I care less, aside from the Eagles. The Eagles are not sorry. I got to make that stipulation. We getting to the end of this. We want to speed up. Carolina, New Orleans. maybe the person who's I think that was Jimmy G. I know Taysom was dealing with an injury too, but they end up with Carolina. Sam Darnold's trash, and we know that. Taysom not know that what Taysom is. I really don't truly know how much better he is than Darnold because he ain't good either. But this was more about Kamara had a decent game. Listen, you know you're struggling to talk about a game when you got to keep hitting different points so fast. But listen, but check me out. As long as Carolina fire Matt Rule at the end of the season and do their due diligence in finding a quarterback, because I understand if Cam Newton is his last year, then this will have been a successful season. But if Matt Rule is your coach going into the next season and Sam Darnold is your starting quarterback going into the next season, then this was a failure of a season. Because Matt Rule is not a good head coach. And Sam Darnold is not a good quarterback, but I knew that. But this thing, even if Sam Darnold is not back next year, if you bring in Matt Rule back, I know you're going to have another bad quarterback. Because Matt Rule's history tells me he's going to go get a mediocre or bad quarterback. Just is what it is. So, that's Carolina. And it's weird to me because, like I said multiple times, players will play in Carolina. Living in Carolina is nowhere near one of the worst places you can live. It's actually one of the better places you can live. So, that wouldn't even be a problem. Like, I really think they need to try to go get one of these big top quarterbacks in the offseason. Or make a play to just go get a quarterback, man. Like, Carolina, too fire a stadium, too fire of a fan base, too loyal of a fan base to continue to put this bullshit product on the field, man. Real talk. Like, hire Luke Kuechly as your defensive coordinator. Bring Steve Smith back, even though I don't think he'd come back, to be honest with you. But Luke Kuechly would. Bring Luke back. Or maybe he wouldn't, but try. But fire Matt Rule. Bring in a coordinator or bring in an NFL, a dude who's been in the league a couple years, as your new head coach and start building this thing. I think what you need to do is try to get Trey Young or whatever not Trey Young. The motherfucker at Alabama, bro. I can't remember my man's name at the moment. Bryce Young. You need to go try to go get Bryce Young. Or just scout somebody that you think is the next quarterback. Because I could care less what rookie quarterback you bring in. As long as that's the dude who you drafted early as your first pick in your first round. And you basically telling the world, like, this is the guy who we done our due diligence on. We think this dude who's going to lead us into the next, century or whatever. That's all I'm saying. Because I just think Carolina too, though. And change a fucking mascot for one. Not change a mascot. Change the fucking design. Carolina could do so much better with these unis, bro. Like, they could get some all cool grays. They could really go ham with the Carolina Blues, all blue Carolina blue outfit. Like, they could do so many different Carolina style fits and color schemes that they just not doing. And it's baffling to me. And the fact that your uniforms is so basic when your fucking logo and symbol is a panther, a Black Panther. Well, so to me, the marketing department and the social department, like, them motherfuckers ain't shit. Or the creative department, man, like, Jesus Christ, bro. Carolina, to me, that organization dropping the ball on a lot of levels right now. That's all I'm saying. Detroit lost. They got their asses spanked 29-51 to Seattle. The Vikings lost 10-37 to the eventual MVP Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Kirk Cousins didn't play. He was in health and safety protocol. He had what do you call it? COVID. Omicron. And like I said, the Browns lost 14-26. And with that, let me make sure hit everything. Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions. That motherfucker gonna be a stud. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a stud. Oh yeah, and I saw a report. I can't remember who I saw say it. I think maybe it was Skip. I can't remember who I saw say it. But they was talking about maybe it was Colin when they was talking about Russell Wilson's targets and how DK was a number 2 and Lockett was a number 3. Bro, Tyler Lockett is not a fucking number 3. Tyler Lockett is a 2 at the worst, bro. Tyler Lockett got better hands than DJ Metcalf, is a better route runner than DJ Metcalf, and has been a better receiver than DJ Metcalf. I don't know what the fuck. Offensive play calling hurt the fucking Seattle more than anything. And the fact that Russ just turned into an absolute trash can down the stretch most of the time. But also, Cam Jordan. I think he now up to 106 sacks in his career or something like that. And my question, is Cam Jordan a first ballot Hall of Famer? Because he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but is he a first ballot? And if he is a first ballot Hall of Famer, then Terrell fucking Suggs is a first ballot, which Terrell Suggs is a first ballot Hall of Famer anyways. He 8th all time in sacks with 139. I just want to point that out. He got more sacks than DeMarcus Ware, Jared Allen, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, Lawrence Taylor, and John Abraham. Every single fucking dude I just named is a fucking stud, was a game changer, and is a Hall of Famer. T-Sizzle, who is also going to be at the Raven. It's the legend, Terrell Suggs, T-Sizzle. Ball So Hard University is the legend that the Ravens honoring in their last game of the season. So respect to him. And it's Big Ben's last game of his career. So that's that's pretty funny. Oh, yeah. Another quick point. The dumbass Jets ran a quarterback sneak on 4th and 2. A long 4th and 2, they ran a quarterback sneak. So I don't know what that bullshit was about, but yeah, they did that dumb shit. Trevor Lawrence, 10 touchdowns on the season, 17 picks. That's something. 8 touchdowns for Zach Wilson, 11 interceptions on the season for him. So, boy, bad year for rookie quarterbacks. And with that, I appreciate y'all so much for joining me on another episode of Kickin' It with Saint podcast. I truly do appreciate y'all for clicking the video, listening, watching. Could have been any of us in the world, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate you. Appreciate you for that. So, have a dope night. Have a dope morning. Have a dope afternoon. Whichever point in time of the day you watching this or listening to this. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them, man. I fuck with you. I love you. Saint out.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know there's these 2 words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind.